Are you preparing for CAT and other MBA entrance exams? BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA, your one-stop solution for all MBA exams related questions. Watch unique strategies to ace CAT, XAT, SNAP, IIFT, TISNET, CMAT and other important MBA entrance exams. Tips and tricks to boost score, subject-wise and chapter-wise sessions, previous year's questions, exam-related update and notifications, live exam analysis and actual questions discussion. So why wait? Subscribe to BYJU'S Exam Prep, CAT and MBA YouTube channel and press the bell icon to stay updated.
Hello everyone, good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S Exam Prep and welcome to the next session of this series. So I hope I am audible and visible to each one of you. Good afternoon guys, good afternoon Subhendu, good afternoon Shubham, good afternoon everyone else who is able to hear me and see me. I hope everything is fine. So this is the 7th session now that we have from this series. Actually the series I would say it is the 14th session of the series. So we are having this series of Mission 99 percentile in CAT 2022. I'm taking these sessions generally on every Thursday, but this time tomorrow I am not available. It's my son's birthday, so I'll be taking this session today. Okay, so what are we doing in this series? We take up quant in some of these sessions, we take up DILR in some of them. So alternate weeks we are taking quant and DI. So 7 sessions we have already done for QA and 7 sessions now. This is the 7th one for DILR as well. So a very good afternoon to all of you. Kinjal, Prajwal, Kamranul, Arbaz, Prateek, Vicky and everyone else. World of competition. Oh, that's great. I am also faculty of CAT for quant. Oh, that's great. Then probably I can learn something from you, or we can have some mutual learnings from each other. So very good afternoon to all of you again. So what again I'm doing today, so as we have always been doing, that let's say when I talk about any of these sessions of these Mission 99 series, so we always take up previous year questions, whether it is of QA or LRDI. And in all these sessions we just keep discussing about, I mean, what is the best way of solving these questions. Though in LRDI I've taken it up, I mean, topic wise. We first took some table based questions, pie chart, line graph, etc. In the last class we talked about set theory. Similarly in quantitative ability we are again taking them in a particular order. First it was percentages, then profit, loss and discount, so on and so forth. So because last class was set theory, but I could not do 2 sets over there, I mean 2 difficult sets over there. So we did 1 difficult set and 1 easy set. Both were there from actual CAT paper. Today again I am taking 2 sets, rather 3 sets, and they are also taken from one of them is from actual IIFT paper, one of them is from ZET, and one of them is from CAT. So I'll be discussing 3 sets today. All of them are from set theory, and I am paying a lot of attention towards set theory because there have been a lot of questions from set theory in all these exams in previous years. So this is one area you can say is quite important for all of us. So I'm pretty sure just by doing these questions you would be able to understand the concept better. Okay, so all these sessions are on YouTube. Yes, Prajwal, they all are on YouTube. Good afternoon Abhiram, and very good afternoon Rupesh as well. So let's start with our class now without any further delay. So I'll represent the first set to all of you, right? So first of all, you just I mean, look at it once, right? I would not say that you have to solve it completely and after that I'll start solving it, because that probably would take a lot of time. We'll straight away discuss it, but before that I'll give you just some time to read it once. So here is the data for the first set on your screen right now. It's a question from IIFT 2019. So all of you please read it. After that we will start solving it. The set is there on your screen. Just read it once. It's a set from recent IIFT, that is 2019 IIFT, so quite relevant also, I would say, because if it has appeared in the recent ones, it must be a relevant set for all of us. And I repeat, the purpose is basically to get an idea about the kind of questions that appear in these exams, and apart from that, also that how can we do these questions in a better way, right? Or what can be the best way of solving these questions. I will be discussing that with you. It's a very common feature of IIFT. They always give you some lengthy data in the questions. I mean, had it been a CAT set, probably they would have written the informations in serial number 1, serial number 2, serial number 3, serial number 4, that ways, right? But this is a question from IIFT, so they don't put it in serial numbers. This looks a bulky information if you look at it. Okay, I think we can start doing it. So there were 2 questions on this particular set, I think. Okay, so let's start with it now. सीधा सीधा शुरू करते हैं solution of this. In an organization with 3 departments, marketing, finance and HR, it was decided to shuffle the 70 employees between departments. To make optimum use of resources, the management assesses their capability based on their qualification. 3 employees can work in every department, 7 can work in finance and marketing only, 10 can work only in HR, others can only in marketing or whatever. So there is some information then. So of course it's a question of Venn diagram. You get to know about it when you have information like how many people work in exactly 2 of these, how many work in exactly 1 of these, how many of them work in marketing and finance only, how many of them work in HR only. If that kind of info is there, you always make a Venn diagram. So Venn diagram, I am assuming that everyone knows what is a Venn diagram, a circular way of representing the sets, though we also discussed it in the previous class. These might not look like circles to you, okay, but with the drawing skills of mine, I would say these are a better circle than any other circle. Marketing, finance and HR. So these are the 3 areas. Now we have to fill up all these values according to the given area. So what all values are given to us? First of all, it was decided to shuffle 70 employees between departments. So we have to shuffle 70 employees here. That means that sum of all these figures has to be 70. To make optimum use of resources, the management assesses their capability based on their qualifications. So now they are assessing their capabilities. 3 employees can work in every department. So can I say 3 employees are here because they can work in marketing, they can work in finance, they can also work in HR. So 3 people are here in this area, which is common in all. 7 employees can work in finance and marketing only. Finance and marketing only 7. So this area is equal to 7. Keep this in mind. Because of this word only, I am writing 7 over here. If this word only was not there, then these 2 together would have been equal to 7. The areas where you see 7 and 3 right now, right, together that would have been 7. So this is what has been written over here, right? 7 is the area of marketing and finance only. 10 can work only in HR. So 10 people can work only in HR. So 10 people are over here. I have written this as 10. 10 people can work only in HR. While the number of employees only in marketing is double of that only in finance. So only is marketing is this area. It is double of only in finance, which is equal to this area. So let us say this area is equal to A. So only in marketing would be twice of A. That area is equal to A. So this area is equal to twice of it. I'm sure that all of you are getting my point here. Let's move ahead from this. After that, what does he say? Well, employees in finance and HR only, employees in finance and HR only, that means this number, are 3 times of 2 less than marketing and HR only. Marketing and HR only is this area. 3 times of 2 less than that. So 3 times of 2 less than B. 3 times of 2 less than B is this area, right? Also then he says the organization has employees with all possible combination of their capabilities. That means none of these areas is 0. Organization has employees with all possible combinations of their capabilities. That means none of these areas is 0. One statement that we left, employees in only finance cannot be less than 10. Only finance means A. A cannot be less than 10. That means A has to be greater than or equal to 10. So is this all clear? Whatever I have kept on the screen right now, just tell me, is that clear to all of you? Yes, Shrestha, they are all there on YouTube only. Others, I am sure all of you have understood this information, right? None of these areas should be equal to 0. This is the first thing that he has told us. Apart from that, he has said only finance wala area cannot be less than 10. 10 से छोटा नहीं हो सकता. That means it will be either 10 or it will be greater than 10. So these are all the possibilities that I have made till now. I see two variables over here, that is A and B. Is there any other information left with us? Yes, the total number of employees is equal to 70. So I'll put all of them and their sum equal to 70. Let's do that. Sabka sum le lo ek bar. So sum is 2A plus 7 plus A plus B plus 3 plus 3 into B minus 2 plus 10. This all should be equal to 70. So when I add them, 2A plus A is 3A. 3A के बाद मेरे पास 7 है यहाँ, 3 है यहाँ और 10 है यहाँ, that is 20. 20 उधर जाके माइनस हो जाएगा. I have B over here plus 3B over here which is equal to 4B और ये minus 6B आएगा which will become plus 6 on that side. So ultimately I have 3A plus 4B is equal to 556. Second last line wala point please repeat once. 3 into B minus 2 wala. Prajwal, it is written employees in finance and HR only are 3 times of 2 less than marketing of HR only. Marketing and HR only को मैंने B मान लिया. So if this area is B, so what is 3 times of 2 less than B? So 2 less than B is B minus 2. 3 times of that is thrice of B minus 2. And that would represent finance and HR only. Therefore, I have written that over here. Thrice of B minus 2 is equal to 56. I hope, Prajwal, this is correct now. So we have reached a situation where we have got 3A plus 4B is equal to 56. How do we proceed further from here? There is one simple point if you pay attention to, that is 56 is a multiple of 4. 4B is a multiple of 4. So 3A should also be a multiple of 4. Also, A is greater than or equal to 12. So can I say the minimum possible value of A is 12 at which B becomes 5? Tell me fast, is that right everyone? ये सही बात है, समझ आ रही है मेरी? That if I put A is equal to 12, I repeat, 56 is a multiple of 4, 4B is a multiple of 4, so 3A should also be a multiple of 4. How can 3A become a multiple of 4? 3 is not a multiple of 4. So A should be a multiple of 4. But A also has to be greater than or equal to 10. So greater than equal to 10 and a multiple of 4, there is only one number which is equal to 12. And therefore I put A as 12. Now 12 3s are 36. 36 इधर जाके minus होगा. 4B is 20. That gives me B is equal to 5. But A तो 16 भी हो सकता है. It's a multiple of 4. If A is equal to 16, B would be equal to how much? So can I say B would be equal to 2? Because 48 उधर जाके minus होगा, 4B would be 8 and B would be equal to 2. वो तो 820 भी सकता है, but in that case B would be negative. So I would say these are the only two possible values of A and B that can be there. Yes, Vicky, 12 and 5 is possible. Sai Pradeep, yes, correct. Yes, 16 and 2 is also possible as we have just made it. Now we have got two possibilities. There was one another thing that he had given you, that was none of them should be equal to 0. ये भी तो बताया है that none of them should be equal to 0. I see that when I put B as equal to 2, can I say this area becomes 0? ध्यान से देखिए, thrice of B minus 2, that is thrice of 2 minus 2, and thrice of 2 minus 2 makes it 0. If thrice of 2 minus 2 makes it 0, that automatically means we can't take B as 2. That means this solution is gone. The only possible solution with us is 12 and 5. The only possible solution with us is 12 and 5. Just tell me now, is that clear to everyone? क्या सबको समझ आ गई है बात? Any doubts here? Any problems at all? I hope all is clear now. Yes. So Kinjal says yes, Rupesh says yes, Prajwal says yes. That means I can move ahead. Once I have A as 12, B as 5, that means now this value is equal to 12, this value is equal to 24, this value is equal to 5, and this value is 5 3 5 minus 2 into 3, that is equal to 9. So I have got all the values now. Now I can just look at them and answer the question simply. So look at the first question that we have. I have already kept these figures with me. How many employees are capable to work in marketing and HR only? That is this area. The answer is equal to 5. And how many employees at the maximum are capable to work in finance? So if I look at finance, it is 7 plus 3 10 plus 9 19 plus 12. 19 plus 12 is equal to 31. So a maximum of 31 people can be capable of working in finance. These were the two questions based upon this. So I am sure that all of you have understood these two questions. You have got an idea. It's an actual IIFT set, which is more important to understand that, okay, these are the kind of questions that exam would be asking. If you have understood it, please write yes in the chat box. Do press the like button as well. These are the two ways through which I can get to know whether you have understood whatever I have taught you right now. Okay. That was the first set from IIFT 2019. That was the recent IIFT. I'll move ahead now to the next set. The next set is from ZET now. So here is a set from ZET 2020. Slightly different from that, but I would want you to read it once. After that, we'll start discussing this. So all of you please read this set from ZET 2020 and then we'll start solving this as well. Yes, Arbaz, there were only two questions on this set in IIFT. I mean, IIFT mein you can find individual questions as well in LRDI. You can find sets of 2, sets of 3, sets of 4, sometimes sets of 5 and 6 as well. That's also a possibility. Here is a set from ZET 2020 now. I think we can start doing it. It is a slightly difficult set and I would say slightly different as well. So let's have a look at this as well. 190 students have to choose at least one elective and at most 2 electives from a list of 3 electives, E1, E2, E3. It is found that the number of students choosing E1 is half the number of students choosing E2 and 1/3 the number of students choosing E3. Moreover, the number of students choosing 2 electives is 50. So we have 3 electives over here. Again, I'll make 3 circles. One circle is E1, one circle is E2, and the third circle is E3. So these are the 3 circles that we are having with us. Okay, E1, E2, and E3. He says total 190 students are there. So can I say sum of all these figures must be equal to 190 first of all, and they have to choose at least one elective and at most 2 electives. So can I say this area has to be 0 because no one is selecting all 3 of them, right everyone? I hope you got my point. Every student is selecting at least one elective and at most 2 electives. So if at least one is being selected, इसका मतलब ये है that those areas can be something above 0. At most 2 का मतलब 2 वालों में भी आ सकता है. but there is no person that can select all three, so that area would become 0. And there is no person outside the three circles as well, because area outside three circles represent selecting no elective. ऐसा कोई नहीं है, क्योंकि हर बच्चे को कम से कम एक सिलेक्टिव लेना है और मैक्सिमम 2 electives लेने हैं. Okay, so these all areas are there. He says it is found that the number of students choosing E1 is half the number of students choosing E2 and 1/3 the number of students choosing E3. So number of students choosing E1 is, let us say, X. They are half of E2, that is 2X, and 1/3 of E3, that is 3X. X number of students are choosing E1, 2X number of students are choosing E2, and 3X number of students are choosing E3. That satisfies this condition. आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. Moreover, the number of students choosing 2 electives is equal to 50. So if the number of students choosing 2 electives is equal to 50, can I say the number of students choosing 1 elective is equal to 140? जरा ये बताओ मेरे को एक बार. Because every person has to choose minimum 1 and maximum 2 electives. So basically every student is going to choose either 1 elective or 2 electives. More than 2 is not allowed, less than 1 is not allowed. So every guy is going to select 1 elective or 2 electives. 2 electives wale he has already told us that is equal to 50. 1 elective wale he has already given us, because the total is 190. So 50 are in there in 2 electives. That means the remaining ones, 190 minus 50, are those 140 who are choosing 1 elective now. Okay. So can I say that sum of these three areas is equal to 190? And can I say that sum of these three areas is equal to 50? Right? Sum of these three crosses is equal to 50, and sum of these three brackets is equal to 190. Now, what is x plus 2x plus 3x? Can I say if I add x plus 2x plus 3x, I will get these three brackets only once, right? I will get these three brackets only once, and I would be getting every cross twice, and all three crosses add up to 50. So can I say all three of them should be equal to 100? Now जरा ये वाला step समझ जाइए. I am sure the whole set is done then. ठीक है, ध्यान से सुनिए फिर से मेरी बात. When I add x, 2x and 3x, what is x represented by? X is actually this area plus this area plus this area plus this area. Okay? What is 2x representing? 2x is representing this area plus this area plus this area plus this area. What is 3x representing? 3x is representing this area plus this area plus this area plus this area. So you would see that all the bracket wala areas, they have one single tick. They are counted only once. But all of these cross wala areas, they all have 2 ticks, right? They all have been counted twice. जब तीनों का sum 50 है and they all have been counted twice, so can I say their total would become 100? And by that logic, I can say x is equal to 40, because 6x is 240, so x is equal to 40. तो x मेरे पास यहाँ 40 आ गया, 2x की वैल्यू 80 आ गई और 3x की वैल्यू 120 आ गई. बताइए जरा. I hope this is understood, right? This was one single step of this set which could have been slightly difficult, but once you understand this step, the whole thing is done then. उसके बाद सब समझ में आ जाता है, जैसे ये एक step समझ में आ गया. I'm sure all of you have understood this step now. Because you have understood now, we have got the value of x. Value of x is equal to 40. Value of 2x is equal to 80. Value of 3x is equal to 120. I have got the totals now. So now I can do one thing. I can just write these areas in form of A, B, C, etc. And then I can write all of them in terms of those. ठीक है? तो मैं एक काम कर रहा हूँ. Let me just remove this from here. Let me just remove this from here. ये तो पहले से ही 0 है. Let me just remove this and this. चलिए, अब मैं जरा एक काम शुरू करता हूँ यहाँ पे. Let me start doing this. Okay, that is, let us say this area is A, this area is B. So can I say this area is 50 minus A minus B, because sum of all the 2 electives wala is equal to 50. This is already 0, right? These two areas are A and B, so the third area would be 50 minus A minus B. Now what is this area? 40 minus these three areas. So this area is 40 minus A minus B. What is this area? 80 minus these three areas. 80 में से माइनस करोगे तो कितना आ जाएगा? It will be equal to 30 plus B. And what is this area? 120 minus these areas. So 120 में से माइनस करोगे, this will come out to be 70 plus A. सही कह रहा हूं ये? This area would be equal to 70 plus A. This area is 30 plus B, and this area is equal to 40 minus A minus B. I'm sure all of you understood this. No doubts about it, because now our job is done. It might look difficult to you at this stage, so there are two variables, everything in terms of A and B. There are so many minus A, minus B's. But yes, this is the only information we have. Apart from 190 and 50, I do not see any other number in the whole data. और तो नंबर ही नहीं दिख रहे मेरे को. So of course we have to work with these only. But let us see how do we answer the questions using this data. So I have put up all of this on the next page as well. यहाँ मैंने लिख लिए हैं सारे पहले से ही. So let's start solving them now. Which of the following cannot be obtained from the given information? क्या obtain नहीं हो सकता? Let's talk about this. Number of students choosing E1. Can I say तो पता लग ही गया है, that is 40. And similarly number of students choosing E3, वो भी पता लग गया है, that is 120. Number of students choosing either E1 or E2 or both, but not E3, right? Number of students choosing E1 or E2 or both, but not E3. This is what the question is saying. So E1 or E2 but not E3, can I say that means this area plus this area plus this area but not E3? So E3 के बाहर, so that means E1 में होने चाहिए, E2 में होने चाहिए, लेकिन E3 में नहीं होने चाहिए. So that is E1 or E2 outside E3. What is their sum? Their sum is 40 minus A minus B plus A plus 30 plus B. B and B would cancel out, A and A would cancel out. This also we know as 70. So the area that we cannot determine is C. Number of students choosing both E1 and E2, and that area is actually A plus 0. So unless and until I have A, I cannot answer this question. Therefore, my answer is option C. C is the area which cannot be determined here. I hope you are getting the concept. मैं खुद ही खुश तो नहीं हुए जा रहा हूं, मुझे लग रहा है बहुत अच्छा पढ़ा रहा हूं, पता लगे कि मतलब आपको समझ ही नहीं आ रहा है. Tell me through the chat box. Likes तो आप करते नहीं है, वैसे chat box में करके बता दीजिए. समझ आ रही है मेरी सारी बातें? Whatever I am saying, is that clear to all of you? I hope you have understood why C is the correct answer. He was asking which of the following cannot be obtained. तो अगर मैं बाकी तीनों ऑप्शन देखूं, they can be obtained. The only thing that cannot be calculated is option C. So therefore we gave C as the answer. Okay. We move on to the next question now. That is question number 2. The data is already written over there. In addition to the given information, which of the following statements is necessary and sufficient to compute the number of students choosing only E1, only E2, only E3? That means I want to figure out this, this and this. So which of them is necessary and sufficient to find that out? Okay? Which of them is necessary and sufficient to find it out? ये आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ रहा है. Let's have a look at this. कौन सा necessary और sufficient है? मुझे 40 minus A minus B चाहिए, 30 plus B चाहिए, 70 plus A चाहिए. Basically I can say I need A and B. So which of the options can give me A and B? That is important for me. Let's look at option 1. Number of students choosing only E2 and number of students choosing both E2 and E3. What is only E2? Only E2 is equal to 30 plus B. Okay. And E2 plus E3. E2 plus E3 is how much? E2 plus E3 is 50 minus A minus B. Can I say if 30 plus B is given to me, I will get B from there. And by putting that B here, I can get A from there. So definitely option A can give me all the three values, and these two values are sufficient for me to figure out all the given three values. That is only E1, only E2, only E3. Though my answer should be A, लेकिन बाकी option check करते हैं वो क्यों नहीं answer. Look at option 2. Number of students choosing both E1 and E2. What is both E1 and E2? ध्यान से देखिए जरा एक बार. Both E1 and E2 is A. Number of students choosing both E2 and E3. Both E2 and E3 is 50 minus A minus B. And number of students choosing both E3 and E1, that is equal to B. The point is, दिस इज सफिशियंट बट नॉट नेसेसरी। भाई तीनों की जरूरत कहां है मुझे? इफ आई हैव ए आई हैव बी, व्हाई डू आई नीड इट? If I have A, I have 50 minus A minus B. Why do I need it? If I have these two, why do I need it? So basically, all three are not required. If I have any two of them, that will be sufficient. So question said, not only sufficient, question said necessary भी बताओ कितनी है. So this is not necessary for me. So therefore, second option cannot be the answer. Third पे आता हूँ. Number of students choosing only E1, that is 40 minus A minus B. And the number of students choosing both E2 and E3, both E2 and E3 is 50 minus A minus B. अगर ये दोनों मुझे गिवन भी है तो भी मुझे सिर्फ A plus B ही तो मिलेगा इनसे, right? 40 minus A minus B is equal to something, I'll get A plus B from there. And similarly 50 minus A minus B would also give me A plus B. तो इन दोनों से मुझे A plus B मिल रहा है, but I am not getting A, I am not getting B. So therefore this is not sufficient to answer the question. ये तो sufficient ही नहीं है. Option B was sufficient but not necessary. Option C was necessary, sorry, neither necessary nor sufficient. And option D, I would say, वो तो no extra information necessary तो पक्का ही गलत है. Because we have so many variables, how can we say no extra information is necessary? So therefore option A is the correct answer. That was the set from ZET 2020, and these were the only two questions in that year as well. That was a Z set. Now I'll move on to the third set, which is from CAT, and it's a tough set. Let me tell you, tough set है, लेकिन हम कोशिश करेंगे उस tough set को आसान बनाने की. We'll make it easy. We'll try to understand what kind of sets CAT would be asking you. How can we deal with those sets? So let's start with the set from CAT now. Here is the data in front of you. Probably you would have heard of this set before as well, अगर आपने देखा हो पहले कभी, ठीक है. बहुत पॉपुलर सा सेट है कैट से. कैट में काफी बार आई मीन लोग डिस्कस करते हैं इस सेट को, एंड सो ऑन सम डिफरेंट चैनल्स, and they must be discussing it in different ways. So I would have my way of discussing it. So just read the data once, and after that we will start discussing it. All of you please read it once. Hemant, I just saw your message. I'm sure that you can watch it later on. So probably currently I would not be able to go back and repeat, but please watch in the recorded video. That is in itself a repetition. Then you can repeat that as many times you want. हाँ अरबाज, I mean after that we can solve by equations, but the point is आप पिछले क्वेश्चन की शायद बात कर रहे हैं, ठीक है. So equation से solve was the question ने यही पूछा था, that which of the following can be solved. So we'll say कि हाँ ठीक है, ऑप्शन ए से वो सॉल्व हो जा रहा था. Is it possible to study DILR for just 1 month and get 100 percentile in this section? Ayush, of course not. I don't think so. Yes, it is possible for a person who is already getting 99.9 percentile, right? But I am assuming that you are talking about a person who, yeah, people prepare for so long, they try, I mean, their best, they work hard a lot. So how can someone get within 1 month? It is like I start today. Within 1 month, can I become Sachin Tendulkar? Of course, practice plays a big role. Even if I do it all 24 hours a day, still I would not be able to do that. Yes, I'm sure that all of you have read it. So I give a disclaimer before starting. This might be a little difficult set. You might find a bit difficulty in understanding it as well, but I'll try my best. Okay? Generally, it is said that we should not be taking difficult sets in these sessions, because people get disoriented or disillusioned by this, that CAT would be asking such difficult questions, how would we be able to do it, right? But of course, this is a set through which we are trying to understand the concept. I'm not saying that you have to do this set in the exam as well, but yes, we are just trying to understand the concept. What if I follow the playlist throughout? Can I score decent? Prajwal, as I just said, it's a game of practice. So if you follow the playlist, you are just looking at me solving it. Unless and until you try it by yourself, you won't be able to learn much, right? So these are more for the guiding, I would say, rather than to teach you. Okay, just a guidance for you. Okay, this is how you can go ahead. Let's start solving this set, guys. Okay. So here all the information was there. One thing was there, that is the total number of satellites here were given to us as 1600, right? This is the first information. Yeah, and another one, however, satellite serving B or C or S does not serve O. So basically O is completely different. A satellite can serve B and C. A satellite can serve B, C and S. A satellite can serve C and S, B and S. इनके combinations को satellite serve कर सकता है. But if a satellite serves O, it does not serve any other purpose. So therefore what I have done here, let us say this is representing B. This is representing C, this is representing C. So O को मैंने अलग से बना दिया है because a satellite serving O does not serve anything else. ठीक है, it does not serve anything else, इसलिए मैंने O को separate यहाँ पे अलग से बना दिया. I hope you are getting my point from here. ठीक है, let's start completing it now. अब करना शुरू करते हैं. The number of satellites serving B, C and S are in the ratio of 2:1:1. So if B में there are 2x, so C में total x और S में भी total x, right everyone? B, C and S are in a ratio of 2:1:1. So I have written them as 2x, x and x. The number of satellites serving all three of B, C and S is equal to 100. All three of B, C and S is equal to 100. So this is the value I have written over here. All three of B, C and S is 100. The number of satellites serving exclusively serving C, exclusively C का मतलब only C, is same as number of satellites exclusively serving S, that is only S. So this only C is equal to only S. Only C को मैं A मान लेता हूँ, तो कहने से only S would also be A. This number is 30% of the number of satellites exclusively serving B, और ये A जो है 30% है only B का. So can I assume one thing? Only B को मैं 10A मान लेता हूं, so this would be 30% 3A and this would also be 30% 3A. Is that understood? जल्दी एक बार देख के बताओ मेरे को in the chat box. He says only C is equal to only S. उनको मैंने AA assume किया and this number is 30% of only B. So rather than assuming A, if I assume them 3A, so किसका 30% 3A है, that is easy for us. So therefore I can say only B वाला जो area होगा that would be 10A, because 10A का 30% can easily be calculated as 3A. So 10A is only B. In that case 3A would be equal to only C and 3A would be equal to only S. I'm sure that all of you have got my point here. आगे बढ़ते हैं इससे. The number of satellites serving O is same as the number of satellites serving both C and S but not B. Both C and S but not B is this area. Let's call this area as B. He says the number of satellites serving O is also equal to B. So अगर ये B है तो ये भी B हो जाएगा, right? ये B है तो ये भी B हो जाएगा. Now there is one very important point over here, that is total number of satellites serving C is same as the total number of satellites serving S. ध्यान से सुनिएगा. Total number of satellites serving C is equal to total number of satellites serving S. यहाँ पे ये हमें दे रखा, ठीक है. नो किंजल C plus S is not 30%. वो कह रहा है ये नंबर और ये नंबर दोनों सेम है एंड दिस नंबर इज 30%. तो उनका सम 30% नहीं है. That number which is equal to both of them, that number is 30%. So therefore that is 3. Okay. Now अगर C और S दोनों इक्वल है, अब जरा C और S के सर्कल को देखिए. Look at the circles of C and S. B is common in both of them. 100 is common in both of them. The other area is 3A, which is equal in both of them. So can I say the only other area in them must also be equal? That means if this is equal to C, this should also be equal to C. जरा बताइए मेरी बात समझ आई? दोबारा देखिए एक बार, ठीक है, और समझ आई तो लाइक करके बताइएगा मुझे कि हाँ बात समझ आई. Circle C is equal to circle S. So the area which is common in C and S, which is anyways equal for both of them. There are other two more areas in C, other two more areas in S. वन ऑफ दोज एरियाज इज ऑलरेडी इक्वल. सी का एक एरिया 3 है और एस का भी एक एरिया 3 है, सो दैट एरिया इज इक्वल फॉर बोथ ऑफ देम. So the other area should also be equal, because if the other area should also be equal, in that case you will see total circle C would become equal to the total circle S. I'm sure you got my point here, all of you. Yes, understood? पक्का समझ आ गई ना सारी बातें? So whatever was there above, that all has been used by us. So what am I going to do now? I am just going to erase this information above which has already been used. Okay, and now I'll further start solving it. There are two more things that I have not used yet. One of the things is, मैंने ये तो use कर लिया that C and S are equal, but I have still not used that B is double of them. Getting my point? I have used that C and S are equal, but I have still not used that B is double of them. I'm sure all of you are getting my point here. Okay, just a second, कुछ मेरा लैपटॉप आजकल हैंग हो जाता है. हाँ जी, I think now it is okay. Okay, so now I have to use a little bit of more information to further know a few things. So how do I do that? पहली बात, B is double of C or B is double of S. So what is B? Can I say the total circle B is 10A plus 2C plus 100, and it is double of C. C लिख लो या S लिख लो, वो तो दोनों इक्वल है. What is C? It is 3A plus C plus B plus 100. So it is double of this. Is that right, everyone? The circle B, which is equal to 2x, is double of circle C, or you can take double of circle S. So उसका double इसके equal होना चाहिए. Let's do this now. So 10A plus 2C plus 100 is equal to 6A plus 2C plus 2B plus 200. So 2C and 2C will cancel out. I will have 10A minus 2B is equal to 100, or 2A minus B is equal to 50. Right, everyone? This is the first information I have got from here. That is 2A minus B is equal to 100. It is 2A minus B is equal to 100. I hope you got my point. Okay, 2A minus B is equal to 100. What is the other information that I can use here? The other information is their all sum is 1600. तो सबको जरा ऐड कर डालो एक बार. सबको ऐड करता हूँ. 10A plus C plus 3A plus C plus 100 plus B plus 3A plus B. This all is equal to 1600, right? This plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this plus this and plus this as well. They all are adding up to 1600. जरा इसको भी देख लेता हूँ मैं क्या आता है. So 10A plus 3A plus 3A, that is equal to 16A plus B that is equal to plus 2B plus C that is equal to plus 2C. It is equal to 1600 minus 100, which is equal to 1500. Also, यहां से मैं B को तो एक ही टर्म्स में निकाल सकता हूं ना. B is 2A minus 50, तो B की जगह 2A minus 50 पुट करता हूं. It would become 4A minus 100 plus 2C is equal to 1500. Or further solving it, this will give me 20A plus 2C is equal to 1600 again, or 10A plus C is equal to 800. 10A plus C is equal to 800. So one equation is 2A minus B is equal to 50, and one equation is 10A plus C is equal to 800. I'm sorry, Om, I just saw your message that please explain again. So I think one of the two parts that you must be talking about, the first part was that total of B should be double of the total of C. So total of B हमने लिखा of the circle B total, और total circle C लिख दिया, and double of that we equated. From that we got 2A minus B is 50. Also, sum of all the values in all the circles, that should be equal to 1600, because it was initially given that the total number of satellites are 1600. ये given the data में, ठीक है? तो सबको add करके we put it 1600. From there we got 10A plus C is equal to 800. हमने किया बस इतना that we also put the value of B from that equation of 2A minus B is equal to 50. Right, everyone? So ultimately what do I have? I have B is equal to 2a plus 50, right? B is, sorry, 2a minus 50, not plus, I'm sorry, यहाँ से इसको माइनस कर देता हूँ, हाँ जी, 2a minus 50. And what is C equal to? It is 800 minus 10a. 800 minus 10. ओके जी, बस अब हमारा काम हो गया. सीधी सीधी बात ये है, B is 2a minus 50. From here, can I say A should be minimum 25, right everyone? Because if A is less than 25, तो B negative हो जाएगा. So A should be minimum 25 from there. And similarly, if I talk about this, can I say A has to be maximum 80? क्योंकि अगर 80 से बड़ा हो गया तो ये नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. So minimum possible value of A is 25 and maximum possible value of A is equal to 80. Minimum A is 25 and maximum A is equal to 80. Our job is done now. A की minimum value 25 है और maximum value 80 है. Is that clear everyone? I mean, of course, there are 4 questions on this, so थोड़ा सा lengthy तो इसको होना था, but 4 questions now can easily be done because we have the values of A. Once we have the values of A, of course, we have the values of B and C also with them. तो उसको तो फिर A के हिसाब से हमें values लिखनी है ना. That if A is this, B can be this, C can be this. If A is this, B can be this, C can be this. I can make a table of that and I can do that as well. Right? Can we move on to the questions? Is everything understood? Rather, I have done a little bit of job for you, a little easy. That is, I have made that table. कि अगर A 25 है तो कितना होगा, A अगर उससे थोड़ा कम है तो कितना होगा, और अगर उससे थोड़ा सा कम है तो कितना होगा. I have already done that. Let me just reduce my size over here so that you can see all these things. I think you can see them easily now. Right everyone? अब मेरे ख्याल से आपको दिख रहा है ना. So I've just written that if A is 25 तो B कितना बनेगा, C कितना बनेगा. If A is 26 तो B कितना बनेगा, C कितना बनेगा. If A is 27, B कितना है, C कितना है, up to 80. अगर A 80 है तो B कितना है, C कितना है. That all I have already written in this table now. So let's start moving towards the questions. Let me just erase all of this, क्योंकि questions भी मैं आपको यहीं पर दिखाऊंगा. So मेरा eraser भी खराब हो गया लग रहा है मुझे. Somehow my laptop hangs a lot from the last 2-3 days, and technologically I am an illiterate guy, so I don't know what is to be done. I have just deleted those permanent temporary files and all, but still it is not working. Anyways, let's start answering the questions now. First question, देखिए जरा. What best can be said about the number of satellites serving C? So how many satellites serve C? So all of you pay attention. कितने satellites C को serve करते हैं? C plus 3A plus B plus 100. C plus 3A plus B into 100. But C is 800 minus 10A and B is 2A minus 50. So what does it come out to be? 800 plus 100, 900 minus 50 is 850. Minus 10A plus 3A plus 2A minus 5A. So my answer is 850 minus 5A. इसमें अगर मैं A को minimum रखता हूँ 25, तो I will get how much? 725. और maximum रखता हूँ 80, तो I will get 450. इसका मतलब it can be in the range of 725 and 450. So therefore my answer is this option. There must be any update. I am sorry, Kinjal did not get your point. IPMAT वाले देख सकते हैं. Of course, Smriti, it is a part of IPMAT as well. You can see this. So that was the answer for the first question. I am sure all of you got it. Look at the second one now. What is the minimum possible number of satellites serving B exclusively? So that means इसके बारे में minimum पूछ रहा है. So 10A minimum, because A minimum is 25. So of course 10A minimum is 250. So therefore C option is the answer. I'm sure you can answer the questions by yourself now because the data is there in front of you. तो उसके बाद तो ज़्यादा कुछ बचता नहीं है. Third question is if at least 100 of 1600 satellites were serving O, that means B is at least 100. B is greater than equal to 100. what can be said about the satellite serving S? S का मतलब है इन सबका sum. Now B is greater than equal to 100 का मतलब है 2A minus 50 is greater than equal to 100, which means A is greater than equal to 75. इसका मतलब तो ये हो गया, A is greater than equal to 75. So how many of them serve S? अब S तो उतना ही है जितना C है, they are equal. तो C तो हमने अभी लिखा ही था 850 minus 5A. So 850 minus 5A में अगर A की वैल्यू मिनिमम 75 में रखूंगा, so what will it come out to be? 850 minus 5 into 75. तो ये माइनस करोगे तो इसका मतलब ये आपका एटलीस्ट 475 आ जाएगा. So therefore my answer is at least 475. नहीं, at most 475. Sorry, at most 475. I mean उसके बाद देख के आंसर कर लोगे, इसमें ज्यादा कुछ मेहनत का बचा नहीं है, because we have done almost everything. And the last question is number of satellites serving at least 2 among B, C and S is 1200. That means this plus this plus this plus this at least 2. उसको 1200 रख दो तो वहां से एक वैल्यू आ जाएगी A की. So that again you can give the answer by that. I mean once the complete thing is formed, after that it does not take much of time to answer the question. I see some people are saying, Ayush sir, if a person do Arun Sharma cover to cover, solve LOD 1 and 2 times and read all theory of book plus practice, all self-exercise LOD will. Ayush 100 percentile, no one can guarantee about it, right? Even if you do LOD 1 and 2, I mean, it's not about one book. If you do one single book, you can't say that you would be good at LRDI. LRDI is a game of practice. More you do, better you would be at it. There must, acha, Kinjal. Okay, sorry. I could not relate that. So just seeing the question, how to infer that the question has to be resolved in a variable, जैसे इसमें हमने किया made B and C in terms of A. Aditya, in any of the questions, whenever variables are involved, this is one thumb rule, that always try to minimize the number of variables. And of course, how do you minimize the number of variables? You just represent all the variables in terms of one single variable, so they would automatically be minimized. So always try to use minimum number of variables. जैसे आपने पिछले क्वेश्चन में भी देखा होगा, sum of three numbers was 50. I took two of them, A and B. Rather than taking third as C, I took 50 minus A minus B. Because rather than taking the third as C and making an equation A plus B plus C is equal to 50, that unnecessarily makes your job a bit tough. So I would always suggest in that case, try to minimize the number of variables. So here also when I took three variables A, B, C, I got two equations. So ultimately I could convert all of them in terms of A. When I have all of them in terms of A, so everything can be solved using that one single variable. That makes your job a little bit easier. Okay everyone, so that was all from my side. So all of you can join our CAT 2022 course as well. Whatever is there in our course, it is written on the page. Any questions, you can always call up at the counselor numbers. And you can also please comment on these sessions, that what do you want from us in the upcoming sessions as well. Share it with the other people so that we have met a better janta in the other sessions as well. More the people, better it is. Acha interactive ho jata hai, acha lagta hai, right? Do press the like button, and we are also available on these media channels. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. So now that's all. हम लोग दोबारा मिलेंगे in the next class with the next session. Till then, bye bye and take care all of you. That's all from my side. Good day. Bye bye. Take care.